Hello, everyone. We're back again with Big Brother, season 24. We're now on episode 28. All right. Last time we obviously had what is his name? Terrence. Terrence and Alyssa up on the block, but they're by Michael. And now we're gonna find out what happens with that. Because Michael also won the veto. All right. So Terrence is trying his best to stay in the house. He's trying to be calm. He's throwing out deals about jury and all this stuff and what's going to happen. Alyssa is crying, which is her social maneuver. It's gotten her far being pitiful, and Terrence is kind of pitiful, but he doesn't do it as well as Alyssa does. So it's not really working. So everyone's telling Alyssa she's going to be fine, and Terrence is going to be going home. All right. So it's just a bunch of people reassuring Alyssa that he's going to be fine. And I didn't know that Turner was so close with Alyssa. That threw me. I don't understand why that is. I don't see them interacting much, but I don't know. Maybe they have a lot in common, or maybe he just has a crush on her. I don't know. Then we have so Terrence pretty much pitches to Taylor that he would like to see a black winner. They're not going to face any backlash like Kyle, but whatever. So he wants to see a black winner, and we all know, if you've ever seen goddamn Taylor, it's all she talks about. I love a woman to win, a black woman, race, what sex, gender, blah, blah. This is the thing I don't like about people that constantly try to represent a minority group. No one chose you to do that. First of all, you're not the best representation of any group because you're trash. Second, no one elected you. And third, no one else benefits but you. You trying to win money for yourself. Just go win the money and compete. Stop trying to represent groups now and get everybody on your side and try to get this freaking they're just constantly with this nonsense, and they always just not everyone has to be a representation of anything. Things can just be what they are. It doesn't always have to be equal. The world is never equal, and you can't make it equal, because if you did, then you would have the power to do that, which means you're above everyone else. She annoys me. I want her to go. And Terrence annoys me. I want him to go. Monty's okay. He's kind of cringe, but he's okay. He can stay. He's playing a very good social game. Very, very under the radar. Even when he doesn't, I don't think he's ever needed to win anything. I think it's good that he won before because no one saw him as just sort of like being carried like they did with Joseph. But he's never needed to win. He was never really in. I mean, Michael is the only one. Michael and Brittany is the only one that's ever considered getting rid of him. No one's considered him. I hesitate to say it, but Monty might be playing the best game. It hurts me because Michael is the ideal player in my mind. He's always thinking strategy. He's always on, and he's winning constantly. It just, the amount of work this man put into the season, it's hard to say, But this game is just designed in a unique way that where it's just achieving just a little bit, and being an underachiever just gets you a little bit further. So Monty might be the one playing the best game. All right. So Brittany decided to cover her bases. She joined an all girls alliance. All three girls that remain in the game, they joined together in an alliance. Alyssa, Taylor, Brittany. She did a final two with Turner, and of course she has a final two with Michael. The only person she's not aligned to is Monty, and it was the exact same person she tried to get on the block. So in doing this, she reveals everything to Turner, telling him about the all girls thing, which now is stupid because now it spooks Turner, and he's thinking now he can't trust Taylor, he can't trust Alyssa, and he can't really be going after Monty because the girls are going to get rid of him. So he's kind of locked in with playing whatever hand he's got. So he has to go to the end with Monty, or get close enough to the end with Monty. And he has to work with Alyssa as well, because she is a great person to sit next to in the end. Awesome. She didn't win in this game. There's no way she's winning this game. Unless she's sitting next to Terrence, but anyways. So we get a little showing of the jury house. There's a lot of filler in this episode, but we're going to skip through a lot of it. We get a little showing of the jury house with Jasmine and Indy. So you get Jasmine and Indy there. Don't know what they're doing. I don't know how old is Indy, but she looks at least 36, I would say. She's probably younger than that, but doesn't age well. Jasmine, I think she lost weight because she couldn't eat as much as she liked in the house. Or it could just be the dress. The dress could be slimming. I don't know. I don't know anything about fashion. Then right after them, because it was a double eviction, you got Joseph over here. All right. So they get to watch the episode. We've already seen it. There's no need to go over that. So he talks about what happened and him just not anticipating the whole Kyle betraying him before even getting on the block and any of that stuff. And of course, all of his alliances. Then Kyle comes into the jury house, and right away he's kind of he's kind of cringing because he knows what's going to happen next after he explains everything, and he just has a dour expression, and everyone's just like, oh, they don't really know what's going on. So he explains to them what happens, and they're all upset with him. The way he explained it was terrible, because that was not what really happened. He says that he was kind of looking at all the people, and he was thinking that these people were grouped together, mainly being Joseph. So he pretty much named everyone that was sitting with them, which is Jasmine, Indy, Joseph, and Monty. And then he said he kind of threw Taylor in there or something like that. Terrible explanation of what happened, because that's not really how it happened. I believe what happened was, at first, he saw all these people and these group of people, and he's forming alliances, and he's thinking about all who could be secretly aligned with each other because of what happened with the cookout, where they hid their alliances so well because they all had different alliances going on with different people. Something that happens before in the game. He watched the show. He knows that. He's thinking in the back of his head, who's all secretly aligned with each other. And of course, the cookout happened. So it's a good reference point. Perfectly fine, not racist at all. The problem came in was that he was wrong. He was wrong, and he tried to anticipate what he thought was happening, and he tried to form a counter alliance, which the counter to colored people is just happened to be white. Does not a good look. Not a good look for him outside of the game. And yeah, just ruined his reputation. And that's pretty much what happened. And another factor that added to that was freaking Taylor. The only one I would say that's constantly doing racist things, Taylor, who openly said to everyone that she doesn't want to put Jasmine on the block because she doesn't want to nominate a black woman. She's constantly talking about women in power. She's talking about feminism. Even when she won HOH, she literally looked at was it Joseph? I think it was Joseph and Kyle and said, aren't you guys feminists? Wouldn't you like a woman to win? So Taylor is constantly doing stuff like that. So it's not odd that it would be in his head that it's possible that minorities and marginalized groups might work together. Especially, remember in the beginning of the game when he found out from Alyssa that all the girls were working together. The girls were working together. It's not a big stretch to think, oh, maybe all the people of color are working together. It's not racist, like seriously. But he's taking it on the chin, and he's just letting people kind of just bag on him, and he's apologizing, and it's sad to see. Really is, man. So they're all mad at him now. And he's going to be a staging point and a talking point of unconscious bias and all this fucking nonsense. All right, so let's move on to the next up. I don't know. I don't remember what this part is about. Like this, I don't know. I don't like these gossiping assholes. I think they were talking about their childhood and their, I don't care. I don't really. You could skip all of that. I don't even know why they would include that. They didn't even include any of the backstory of all this other stuff that that was actually important in the game, but they included freaking these jackasses sitting around talking about their childhood. Like, oh my God, just why? Like, who edits the show? Why? All right. So now we go to the live vote and eviction. Oh my God, Terrence, my guy, you are constant disappointment. Look at how he's dressed, this man. Jesus Christ, it's like he put on something. He just like didn't even turn on the light in his closet and just like grab something and put it on. That's just insane, man. Like even back in the day when he was younger and this sort of style was appropriate, he still looked stupid as oh my God. Wait, is this one of Turner's shirts? Nah, that wouldn't fit him. There's legs. Why is he sitting like that? You're a grown man. Why is your legs pointed in? All right. So they voted, and not surprisingly, everyone voted out Terrence. Terrence goes home. He said he's pulling a Daniel, which means he just walks out without saying hi or hugging anybody, which is fine. Same thing I would have done. Lost the game. I don't need hugs. You people vote me out. All right. So he's going to jury, and his plan is to expose the whole Michael situation and the whole thing that happened with Kyle, where they sort of sat on the information and they kind of used it against Kyle and getting Kyle voted out. That is his plan, which is silly because as soon as Kyle started talking about what happened, everyone in the jury house pretty much picked up on the fact that Michael and Brittany used that against him, like right away. Kyle didn't want to confirm or deny anything, but like right, that was like the questions they were asked. So they're like, "Oh, so Michael and Brittany used that against you?" And they were like, "They didn't knew this and they didn't say anything." And so Terrence is just redundant. All right, so now we're on to the HOH competition, and it is a trivia style comp, which is usually an equalizer. And if Michael could compete in this, he would win. This is definitely up his alley, and he would definitely win this. You know what he should have done? He should have lost the last HOH and then took that veto, then he would have been fine. But didn't do that. Didn't do that. So here we are with this competition. So basically what they have to do is there's going to be a video of a DJ playing music, and there's going to be a bunch of flashing lights. You have to remember the lights, the different colors of the lights, because the answer is going to be based on the colors. I think there's like blue, white, pink, red, orange. I think that's it. All right. Is that yellow? I think it's just orange. I don't think there's yellow. Okay. So that is the competition. Right away, everyone got the first question. Then the second question, I believe the only one to get it wrong was, of course, Alyssa. That's the second question. She's the only one to get it wrong. As you can see, everyone says pink. She said orange. All right. All right. So that left Alyssa behind. So she's out of the running. The next question, I believe the one to get that one wrong was Brittany. All right, it was Brittany. And then the next one after that, yeah, perfect. The next one after that, the only ones to get it right was Monty and Turner. So all of them are out of the running except for Monty and Turner. All right. And I think right after that one, Monty and Turner was the only one to get the question wrong. So, but they were still ahead. No, it wasn't the next question. It was a question after the next one. So the one before that, they got it right, but this one, they got it wrong, which kind of brought them back down to, I think Brittany was now back in the running. Either Brittany and Taylor, I think, now back in the running because they got it wrong. And then after that, they got the questions correct. All right, so show you image there. All right, so in this one, I believe the correct answer was pink, and he got it wrong, she got it wrong, she got it wrong. So then, so now I think him and her are now matched. These two have the same score, but he's ahead by 1 point. And then the question after that one, he got it correct, which made him the winner. All right. So now that he wins, he has to put somebody up on the block because it's a double eviction. It's a double eviction. So he has to choose two people. He chose Alyssa and Brittany, put them up on the block next to each other. Then we go straight to the veto. Veto right here. All right. So the competition, they have to untangle themselves. It's called turntables, and they're strapped to these cords around the table. That's one around the bottom of the table, in and out of the legs. So they have to unwind themselves while still attached to the tether. And then once they get enough slack, they have to run all the way down there to push a button at the end of the lane. All right. So right away, I'm like, Monty or Turner is going to take this because Michael is too tall. He's too tall to really get through those crevices and good. Brittany, there's no chance. Taylor could possibly take it. I think Alyssa is just going to get confused and just sit around giggling for a couple of minutes. So she's not going to be competing. Taylor might be able to make it, but I don't think she's going to move very fast because I don't think she thinks it's critical for her to win. All right, so it's going to be between these two. All right, in my mind. All right, so the game was afoot. They started untangling themselves. Of course, Alyssa was terrible. Freaking Turner was quick, as I thought he would be. He's going through it. Michael was moving fast. But as you can see, as he comes out and he sees he has to go through here, like he's got to do this thing right there, that circle. So he has to go through this tiny pole area and back here. And he's just freaking tall. Look at that. Like he gets all the way up and then he has to go all the way back down. And these guys, look at Turner, just swishing through it. The difference here is Monty's doing rope management while Turner isn't. That's the key right there, because then your rope can get tangled up again as you're going through and you're not managing your rope and you're not making sure it's clear. It can just get tangled up again as you're going through. So your body is going through, but the rope behind you is just going to get tangled. All right. And you can see right here, a perfect example of rope management. As you can see, Taylor's just not doing much. Brittany still stuck over there. She looking confused and like I thought. So it's between these three. And you can see Turner's not doing proper rope management. As you can see, his rope is right there in his way. Monty is managing his rope very well, and he's just getting a clearer path through there. Michael is struggling because, well, freaking tall. All right. So they're going through. Monty's still managing his rope very well. And in the end, Monty wins with Michael and Turner right behind him. So Monty has the veto. He goes to talk to everyone because it has to happen very quick because they have a couple minutes because it's a double eviction. He goes and talks to everybody. He talks to Alyssa first, I believe, and he tells her she's coming off the block. This is their time to take this shot, which means they're going to take a shot at Michael. So he takes Alyssa off the block, and then Turner puts up Michael next to Brittany, and as you can see, Michael looks exhausted. He just went through that competition, and he's also like shell shocked because he knows what's about to come. And then Brittany just looking concerned, and she's about to cry already because she knows she's not going home. All right. And so, ooh, there we go. So they're on the block. Michael, in his speech, throws Brittany under the bus by mentioning all the side alliances she's made, because he found all of that out from Turner, where she's formed a final 3 with the girls, final 2 with Turner, and a final 2 with him. And she also, I think she also has a final 2 with Taylor as well. All right, so he exposes all of that, and he's telling them, evicting me wouldn't be something on your resume. It would be on the resume of Turner and damn it, Monty. Turner and Monty. So you guys don't have to do that. You keep me in this house, and I'm gonna go after them. That's basically what he's saying, because the only ones voting are going to be Brittany and Taylor and Monty, which means that he only needs 2. He just needs Alyssa and Taylor and Taylor and Monty. So he just needs Alyssa and Taylor to listen to him, to keep him in the house, and then he'll go after the guys. But those 2 already formed the final 3 with freaking Brittany, and they want to do the girls thing. So, you know, they're not shot. But he had to do what he had to do to stay in this game. But in the end, it was a unanimous decision. They all voted him out because, I mean, he just won too much. And I know people are going to say it was silly. You know, Michael should have took a shot at those people way beforehand, and he would have still been safe. But no, Michael was going to go home regardless. There's nothing he could do. It saddens me to see him go, because I think he's freaking the best, one of the best we've ever seen in a long time. But there was no way for him to save himself. If he got rid of Monty, Turner would have still won, and Turner would have put him directly on the block. And then Turner would probably beat him for the veto. If he got rid of Turner, Monty would have probably got the HOH, and Monty would have gotten the veto again. He would have still gone home. There was no way to save himself. He had to win. He had to win everything, or every veto, in order to stay in the game, and he couldn't do it. Sad to see him go, but still more game to be played. And yeah, I'm thinking either Turner or Monty is going to take this season. I hope to God that Taylor doesn't win. She's just a terrible player. Like, whatever. Till next time.